Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Mary and welcome to another Craft Day Monday, where every Monday I post a new video. In today's video we're going to be continuing with the mini cardboard series. So if you remember, in last week's video I did a refrigerator, and today I am going to be doing a mini stove slash oven. This was requested by one of my subscribers, and all you're going to need for this project is you're going to need cardboard, you're going to need a pencil, you're going to need a hot glue gun slash glue sticks, you're going to need tape. You can use duct tape, masking tape, any kind of tape you have, that'll work. Or you're going to be needing scissors, and you're going to need some type of clear plastic. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down so we can just get into the video. So the first thing you want to do is take your cardboard for your stove, and you want to cut out 4 different pieces. So you want to have a back. I'm going to turn this down a bit. So you want to have a back, you want to have a right side, a left side, and you want to have a front. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take a measurement. And this is just 5.5 inches long. And so would the front one would be the same as the back. And then this one is 4.5 inches long. And then you're going to do both of the side, the right and left side will be the same size. The front and the back will be the same size. And you want to go ahead and take your X-Acto knife or scissors or whatever you have to cut out a little plate so we can put our clear tape in so we can see. And if you are a child and you are making this, I suggest you get adult supervision when cutting or using anything sharp or hot. So with that being said, you're going to go ahead, and once you trace out your front of your oven, and the only reason I'm doing this is because I want this part to be open so we can actually see in the oven. So we're just going to pop that out. I've already cut mine and popped it out, so this is what you should have. And then we're just going to go ahead and start gluing everything down. So we have one piece here, and this is going to be the bottom, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue everything together. So we're just going to start with the back of the stove, and I'm just going to go ahead and add some hot glue. And you want to use a good amount of hot glue just to make sure everything sticks. And then we're going to go ahead and glue this down in place. And we're just going to hold this here and let this dry a bit. I'm just going to put a little more glue in the front, and this is just for extra support to make sure that it stays. And we're just going to hold it here and let that dry. So now that we have that there and it's dry, we're going to go ahead and start building our stove. So we're just going to go ahead and glue these all the way around. So basically we're making, we're just going to go ahead and glue these all the way around like this. And we're going to be making a little box. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. So once you get everything glued, this is what you should have. It's a little box. Now we're just going to go ahead and cut off the extra. And we're just going to go all the way around. You can leave it on if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and cut mine off. And then we're just going to go to the front. And then I'm going to come in on the other side and just cut. I'm going to clean off my little area here. Now this is what we have. We have our little opening here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our clear plastic and we're going to put a little bit of hot glue right on the inside. And you can glue your plastic down first before you add anything else. Like before you glue it in place, you can go ahead and add your plastic if that's easier for you. I'm just going to go ahead and give mine a cut. And I'm just going to trim it down a bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick this right down off in there. Making sure not to burn your fingers. And there is your little clear plastic on the inside so you can see in your oven. So now that we have it, our clear plastic in, now what we're going to do is we're going to take another piece of cardboard and we're going to stick that on the inside. So now that we have this glued in place, I was going to go ahead and put a piece of cardboard in, but I decided to go ahead and put my little strip of tape right across here. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick that on here just like this. And then we're going to go ahead and glue this or stick this to the bottom just like this. And then it's going to be able to open and close. So just like this. Now that we have this, I am going to go ahead and once again I am going to take a piece of cardboard and I'm just going to go ahead and cut. And I'm just going to cut a little more down. And basically all I'm doing right now is just trying out different pieces to see how well it fits into my oven, because this is going to be the oven rack. So I'm just going to trim off a bit more. And that's what it's going to look like. And now I'm going to go ahead and set this to the side. And if I didn't mention it before, I'm going to mention it now. You're going to need skinny sticks. That's only if you want to make your oven rack with details. So I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue right down here. And we're going to go ahead and glue these on all the way across. So now that we have our sticks glued all the way across, we're going to turn it around and we're just going to go ahead and cut off the extra. Now we're going to go ahead and stick this in our oven. Now at this point you can paint this to be a silver color, or you can just leave it plain. I'm just going to turn this around so I can see about where it's at. I'm going to go ahead, pull this out, and add some hot glue to the sides. And this is just going to make sure that this stays in place. It already fits snug, but I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that it stays in place. And I'm going to look and see how it looks to make sure it's even. And this is what you have. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a countertop. And I'm just going to use this as a measurement. So I'm just going to turn this like this. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off the extra. So now that we have our top glued in place, this is what it should look like. Now we're going to cut off a strip, and you're just going to make sure it's the same length as your one going across, and we're just going to go ahead and glue that down. So we're just going to add a little bit of hot glue right across the top. And we're going to go ahead, stick this on here, and we're just going to hold this just like that until it dries. So once you get it glued across the top like that, this is what it should look like. And now you should be able to keep your door closed and open if you choose to. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close this up. And now I'm going to take a piece of the cardboard, and we're just going to make a handle for the oven door. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that here. Just like this, making sure everything is nice and even. So this is going to be our handle. So basically I'm just going to bend it. I'm just going to fold it in just like this. So this is what you should have. And then I'm going to go ahead and bend this out on both sides. So you should have something that looks like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue this in place. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right directly on. And then we're going to go ahead and stick this on here. And you're going to allow that to dry. And while that's drying, we're going to take some more cardboard, and we're just going to go ahead and just cut out little knobs. So we're just basically making little circles, and this is going to be for the knobs to turn the oven on. So there's one, and I'm going to do 5 of them. So just basically we're just cutting little bitty circles. They don't have to be perfect. And I am going to do about 5 of them, but I'm going to grab another piece of cardboard. So we have 2 here. And now we're just going to go ahead and cut out our 5. And do 2 more. We're going to do our last one. So now we have 5, and I'm going to take my skinny stick, and I'm just going to go ahead and randomly cut off different sides. Well, randomly take my popsicle stick or skinny stick, and I'm cutting 5 pieces that's all the same size. And I'm just going to cut a little more off. That's 1. That's 2. Let's make this one a little bit smaller. Now we have 5. And I'm going to go ahead and just add a little hot glue, and we're just going to stick the little piece of wood right down on there, and that is going to be our knobs. And I just think that this adds a little bit of, just a little bit of detail, so it's not so basic or plain. And once again, this video was suggested by a subscriber, and also you don't really have to go out and buy anything. You most likely have cardboard and coffee stirrer sticks or wooden skinny sticks around the house. So now we have our 5 knobs, and we're going to go ahead and glue them right across here. So I'm going to put a dab of glue. So that's 1, 2, and then I'm going to put 1 right in the middle. Now we have our knobs, and our door still opens and closed. Now up at the top, that's where we're going to be at next, I'm going to go ahead and grab a piece of cardboard, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab a piece, and I'm just going to make sure it's the length, and we're just going to go ahead and cut it up a bit. I'm going to grab my pencil and see where I need to measure. So I'm going to cut here, and I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to go up so far. And now I'm going to go ahead and go across. Once again, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and use this as a reference and cut 2. So now we have both of our pieces cut. I'm going to go ahead and glue them down. So now that we have both of our pieces glued on the top, this is what it should look like. So now I'm going to go ahead and take some strips of cardboard, and we're just going to cover our sides. So I'm just going to grab a piece of cardboard, and I'm just going to cut it. And I'm just going to hold it up here. And then we're just going to go ahead and and cut off here. And I'm just going to take a measurement, and then we're going to glue these to the side. So basically all you're doing is taking your piece of cardboard, sticking it in the middle, and then gluing everything to the side. So now we have our sides on. So this is what it's looking like. And now we're going to take a piece of cardboard, and we're just going to cover the top. So just going to add a little hot glue right across the top, just like this. I'm going to grab me a glue stick, and we're going to go ahead and add. And now we're going to take our piece, and we're just going to glue it right on top. And I'm just going to hold this here a bit and let that dry. And I'm just wiping off any extra glue. So now this is what we have. So now what I did for the top, I took a lid off of, I got these sprinkles here. We're not using these. I'm just using the lid. So let's set those to the side. And now I'm going to take my circle, And I'm just going to trace. And we're going to do 4. I'm going to do 2 this size. And I'm going to grab a smaller lid. And I'm going to do 2 more. So let's move that. So now we have 2 done with the regular size lid. And then I'm going to do 2 more small. That way our burners are different sizes. And then we're going to go ahead and just cut those out. So now we have our 4 different size burners. I'm going to go ahead and add the lid back to this one. And we're going to add the lid back that we had for our sprinkles that we didn't use. I just needed the lid, and now we're going to go ahead and glue these in place. So before I do that, I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm just going to go ahead and make little marks. So we're just making little swirls around the hot glue gun, and this is going to be the burners. So all I did was made a little swirl across. I know it's hard for you to see, but it's there. And now we're going to go ahead and just glue them in place. So I'm going to put a big one to the front. And then we're going to put a small one over here. And then we're going to go ahead and add 2 more. So we're going to put one here, and then we're going to put one back here like this, and then we're going to put another one back here. So I'm just going to trim it off a bit just so it'll fit a little better. And I'm going to go ahead and stick this on with some hot glue. We're going to stick that there. Now we're going to make the middle plate for in the middle, and all I'm doing is taking another piece of cardboard and then I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue right down through here, and we're going to go ahead and glue that right on top. And I'm just going to pull away my glue strings. Now, this is what we have. This is what it's looking like. Door still open. Our little rack is here. And now we can just close that back up. And there we have that. Now, if you want to do a clock face up here, all I did was I took a computer printout and just printed out a time and just glued it right in the middle. And once you get all this completed, the next thing you need to do is paint it. And then you paint it any color you want to. I chose black, and I'm going to show you what mine look like once it's painted. So this is what mine looked like once I painted it. So I'm going to set that one to the side. If you want to hang a towel or something, whatever you want. I just took a random piece of felt and I just cut out a little strip, and you can use whatever color you want. And I just gonna set that to the side. I just basically gave it a little tug. Oops. And then you're just gonna go ahead, stick this down through here like that. And there you have your mini stove with the oven that opens and closes. I'm going to bring the other one back. And here is the one that I finished. And you can, mine's open just like that. And I even made a little turkey to go inside of my oven. And I'm just going to set this up there just like that, and that's what mine look like. Now, I do have a separate video on how I did this little turkey, but if that's something y'all want to see me make, then let me know in the comment box below, and I'll do an up-to-date tutorial on how I made this little turkey or chicken or whatever you want it to be. I used oven-baked clay, and I think it sets up there really cute. So this is what it looks like. And here is what it looks like before you paint it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera back up. And here it is, side by side. If you like this video, please give me a like and a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to become part of my YouTube family. And with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch one of my videos. That really means a lot. And I hope you all have a nice day. Bye.